Unique Island, Commissioner Kieran Baker.
Deputy here is primary radio, secondary radio. These radios are brilliant. We can be on 2 radios at once. The primary will be sitting on PD main, and if we go to a scene, we then swap to different ops channels depending on what we want to do. On secondary, we'll be sitting in our own divisions and moving across if you need to speak to different people. The secondary radio is for all communications, and primary is mainly for key information that can't be clogged up. Moving into police actions, we have an array of things that you guys will be able to have a look for and get used to. The big ones are frisk and search. You have no third eye anymore. It's all on your radio menu. Frisking is to pat someone down, and searching them is the standard search that you do. You also have your panic button in here. You have your GSR testing, MDT, vehicle impounding. We'll talk about that later. Toggle evidence, which we'll also talk about later. In the more option, you have manage licenses, check VIN numbers of vehicles, BAC testing, check health, give keys to someone, take DNA, which we'll talk about later again. And in more, you've got get in heli and put out of heli as well. Going into the other options, we have a lot more police actions now that you can actually lay down cones, barriers, tents, chairs, etc. And you can either pick up the area, so it picks up multiple at once, or pick up the object. We also have in more the traffic management system. So traffic management now enables us to go to a car on a road and place an object down. That will stop all local vehicles from trying to move, or you can make them go slowly into different lanes, or you can do a manual one as well. So new for season 2, we have the evidence script, police actions, evidence toggle, and you can now see that there are some evidence on the floor. Yellow is bullet casings, red is blood, blue or green is fingerprint. So what you want to do is go up to the area and then go evidence actions in your radial, collect evidence within the 2-meter radius. Pick it up. Now you can see that it's picked it up and it goes into my evidence. I've got filled evidence bags 49. You can also go up into individual ones if there's only one around. Click E and it will collect the evidence for you. Once you've done everything in the area, you need to go and get a flat pack. Double tap it and open it up. So assign a number to it that you know yourself is that. Click confirm and now it gives you an evidence pack. Double tap the evidence pack and it will open up a stash. Drag all of the evidence from that scene into the stash. Once you have the evidence pack, you'll come into the evidence room and you'll see a little icon in the bottom left. Click E and then you want to go evidence testing. You then have the evidence pack and you send that off for testing. Once you have put the evidence in, you come into the testing lab, collect the evidence. Evidence takes 1 hour in real life to complete. However, if you speak to a senior, they can expedite the results quicker, and I can do that for 15 minutes. Once I've expedited it, now I click back on evidence results and have to wait 15 minutes for that to collect. Now the evidence is ready collecting. You go into the results and click it to confirm. You'll now get a evidence report in your pocket. Double tap it and you can see that there are many pages filled of this shooting that we had in the car park. As you can see, there's microstamp as. These are serial numbers. This serial number is from a shell casing, as it can show you, and it is a 9mm caliber here. What you want to do is copy that serial number here, go into the MDT incident search, go on to one of your templates that you've created, go down to the bottom where it's seen evidence and paste that into there. As you can see, you'll be able to do the same again for the blood. So as you can see, shell casings and you got blood. So on the blood, you highlight that, go back into the MDT, and then underneath you can type it in there. And what I would suggest is put in blood and you've got casing. It is really important we make sure we put all the serial numbers down in the casings, because if we were to ever find the gun like I have on me, you can hover over and right click on it, options, you can then copy that serial number, paste it into this search icon at the top here, and it'll bring up all the times that we have recorded that serial number has been involved in shooting, or blood or fingerprint, and it will bring up loads of different things. So the amount of case building that we can do will be enormous. Moving into the MDT itself, we can start to have a look at different options. Civilian search. This is where you can search for someone's name. Once you have their name, you click on it. We have an array of things that we can do. Driving license points. We can issue people points, and anyone over 120 miles per hour, we can start issuing points and give the reasons. In the markers, we have multiple things for markers. There will be further ones added for drug markers, weapon markers, and traffic markers, so we can get the vehicles. Alliances and affiliations. This is gang related, and if someone is partnered with someone and committing a lot of crime, you'll be able to add the person or the gang that they are in, and essentially, let's go Big Kev, and it'll be able to say his affiliation with Big Kev. Or if he's in Misfits, as an example, you've got alliances and all that lot. Digital reference is where you take their DNA, fingerprint, and phone number, and you install the serial number into here. We'll talk about that shortly. Internal notes, if you want to add any further notes. Photos, you need to take a screen grab of the person in front of you. Then you need to post it into the mugshot in Discord. Copy the URL number from Discord, paste it into there, save, and it will then come up. Every time we arrest someone, we need to make sure that we're doing their DNA, their fingerprint, and their mugshot as a standard procedure. That is pretty much all for the civilian lookup. You've got the same for vehicle lookup. Weapon search is the same, and then incident details. This is where we're going to create our MDT. So what you do is click the little create incident at the top. An MDT needs to be created every single time we have a situation, and it is basic from either a traffic stop or if there's a scene. One officer from that scene needs to create the MDT, and we need to make aware. So you would put Vangelico. So you'd put the date, the time, and the incident up the top there, and then you would come down and insert template, which will give you a drop down of all the different templates when it gets uploaded. But for now, you can see we have discharge report template, we have traffic offense template, we also have student checklist, we also have the base template, which is the one that we're going to be using, and it will then insert it into here automatically, so you don't need to copy and paste. And then we need to start filling out the details. When we're on scene, we fill out these details here, and then we leave it for the chase. Once someone is caught, then whoever arrests them will be able to read them their custody rights and start filling out the suspect details. If there's more than 3 suspects, you can copy and paste for another one, or you can remove it if there's only 1 or 2 suspects, etc. Once that's all been filled out, you can go over to the involvements on the right hand side, find the person, click the plus button. You can decide to use suspect, officer, victim, etc. You can add all the officer details as well. Click suspect, add any notes into here if you want, then add the times and the crime. Whatever the crime is, the crime will automatically appear and show the correct fine and date time that we said. Once it's been added in, you'll be able to decide whether it's a guilty or no contest fee down here. Once you're happy, go back in, click your U button and find the person's number above their head, which is number 10. Then you click number 10 in here and click the plus button. That will then process them off to prison, and they then have been sent. You will be able to see over on the right hand side that the suspect process has been processed guilty, so he is not wanted anymore. But if, for instance, Aria is a suspect but she hasn't been processed yet, she is in red, so she will need a warrant out for her arrest. So what you'll do is you'd go on to the civilian lookup, actions, markers, active warrant, click that, and then you'll be able to link it straight to the evidence that we're looking for, Vangelico. Put tags as well. Active warrant if it's currently an active warrant on standing. Arrest report if the other person's been arrested as well. We are also adding individual tags for different divisions. So Vangelico, you'd be looking at a CID or a armed warrant because it's involving suspects, stuff like that. Response warrants or tags may be stuff like petty crimes, knife theft, or house robberies, vehicle theft, stuff like that. And then you've got people making away from chases, stuff like that would be traffic, and you get the idea of it. The next cool thing with the MDT is we'll be able to add actual pictures into the MDT. We click on where it says body cam, or we can add it into suspects if you want to add the suspect's MDT profile picture in there as well to say that's what she looked like when she was arrested. So clothing, for instance, you can add a picture instead. So what you do is find in the Discord the picture link again by pasting it in the Discord, copy and paste it, and then you can see that it's just added the picture. Click on it, and then on the right hand side drag to make it smaller, however small that you want it, or you can use these features up here, and that is going to sit in there nicely for clothing. Again, for body cam, you click on the thing again, click the little movie button, find a medal clip or a Twitch clip, stuff like that, and then you'll be able to, or YouTube, paste it into here and give it a couple of seconds, and then you can actually play and watch the body cam through the MDT. If you want to make it larger, you can do while you watch it, or make it smaller, however you wish to have it. That is how cool the MDT currently is. There's lots more features that you can do with it if you want to change the color to make the incidents look pretty cool. Stuff like that you can do, and also make it bigger, smaller, and various other things. Also, where if you have statements of people, you'll be able to have them as a victim or a witness, and then put their statement in here. And then when you save it, it's a victim. Click on the involvement has notes, so you click the little edit and you can see the note here. Filing evidence is a new way of doing it. Click your MDT, make sure you're in the evidence room, and then you need to go to incident detail, whichever incident that you have just made. Evangelico robbery as example. Then in the top right hand corner you see open evidence locker. Open the evidence locker and drag in all of the reports that you want to drag in for yourself. Once you're happy, back out of it and escape. If you click E in here, there is an evidence locker. This here is unique evidence lockers that you can create with 5 digits yourself, but we will not be using them for the incidents. We need to go to the MDT, click on the top there, and it will open the individual lockers. As you can see, it is linked to the evidence locker. So, taking FiveM's fingerprint and DNA, we come into the little test lab, go over to this machine here, bring the person to you, click E, and it will come up in their eyes. They'll hit this little white box and it will give you a serial number. Copy that serial number, go into the MDT, find the person's profile, which would be Walkman. At very first, we do not have these serial numbers. So if someone tries to play dirty on us, we need to try and get it reported so that they have the exact number, because ultimately we would be holding someone in prison or in custody until we find their exact thing. So they need to give us their proper name, and we then put the serial number against their fingerprint. Then after that, we want their DNA. So we'd still be in here, go up to them, police actions. As long as we have evidence bag in our hands, we click take DNA, and it will start taking their DNA. You can add extra cool things like /me's. I have some /me's for take swab and stuff like that. Grab the pack. You need to go into a flat pack, type in James Walkman DNA, confirm, open the pack up, drag that field, and you can highlight it so you can see blood swab taken. Drag that into the stash. Once again, you need to go into the other room, in the evidence room, put the evidence in, and then it will come up into your evidence results here, and you need to again wait 1 hour for the serial number to then input the serial number into his MDT and paste the number into here. Imagine this is his DNA firstly, and then it will be sitting here for your DNA and fingerprint, and again with the mugshot. Finally, new feature to this new framework, we are able to now cuff people with the up arrow. Left arrow will escort them, right arrow will put them in and out of a vehicle, and down arrow will take them out of cuff. Really easy, but it is very easy to be power game, so we make sure that it is not being abused at all. And that concludes the training exercise for step 1 of the brand new unique police department. I hope you like it. Let's see you in the city, and let's get started.